Like that's the thing I really hated about veganism, man. Like these people that don't know other people are saying this is the one and only way to do it, but and then you get these people to go onto this path, but when they suffer on that path, are you gonna be there to take care of them? But they're not. They can't be. You go to bed alone, so you need to face yourself. The decisions that you make in your life need to pertain to you and how it's gonna affect you. So, yeah. So Pisces were really, really deep, man, and I feel like the people really don't understand us yet. And Pisceans, we all need to come out, man. Not saying come out as bisexual, but just come out and be proud of ourselves and have confidence to speak up and to use our abilities for good. We need to stop drowning our sorrows. We need to drop the bottle. And if we're gonna use medicines like cannabis, let's use them proactively in order to help society. Because we are powerful beings. We are powerful healers. We truly are. But in shrinking ourselves, we lose our power. So if you're Pisces and you're listening to this, man, speak up and stop sacrificing your own health. Stop sacrificing yourself for other people. Stand up for yourself. Defend yourself. Stop being so damn nice all the time. Stop being a yes man, you know? Speak up. Yeah, so a lot of things are being said in this video, but like, yeah, we truly are powerful, man, and yeah. So it's been a pattern in my life. I feel like things about me just, you know, if I say them, then it's like, oh, you're not gonna like me anymore. And going back to the other Pisces that I was talking about the watermelon, right? As we kept on talking, and and I really do. I watch people. I pay attention, and I'm at that point in life where I do watch what I say because of the way that people are gonna take it. And this ends now. This ends now. It really does. Because as I was talking to him, I don't know if this Piscean was serious, but he was like, after I told him that I do yoga, which a lot of people they think that yoga is demonic. They really think that yoga is demonic. A lot of religious people they think that yoga is demonic, and you're talking about like, oh, so you want to worship God, so every Sunday you go into a brick building and you kneel down and you pray to a white Jesus, which Jesus is not white, and you follow a book that's been around for a long, long time. And for me, I feel like the Bible is a dead book. It's been written. It's the past, and it's a dead book for dead people. And nature is the real Bible, and that's for living people. And going to church, I never was introduced, like growing up, going into church. I was never introduced to nature. I found nature after my Kundalini awakening happened, and for some reason I just felt the call to go out to nature, and I fell in love with nature. I started hugging trees. I started getting naked in the woods. That's part of the Kundalini awakening. And other people are gonna see that, they're gonna think you're crazy, but you lose all shame. You lose all shame, and you start to see beauty in the world. You start to see beauty in people. And I think this also helped me to come out with my bisexuality, because that's the one thing too. Like with guys, don't tend to compliment other guys. For me, I'm able to appreciate everyone, and that helps me out a lot because that helps me to be a better photographer, and it just helps me to see more beauty in the world in general, and it allows me to see more beauty in myself. I feel like a lot of men don't see the beauty in themselves. They don't see the beauty in other men, and sometimes they don't see the beauty in other women either. And like we get caught in this one track mind of just trying to get laid and whatever, and cheating and all this other stuff. And I think a lot of the cheating happens because people are not tapped into their emotions. Once you have that happening, because it happened to me when I was like, spending a lot of times in the woods. One day I was walking and I saw all the trees. I was looking at the trees, and I was just amazed, like, wow, these trees are so beautiful. They're just connected with each other, just chilling. They're not fighting or nothing like that. And then that voice in my head told me everything is connected. And in that moment, like, that's when I truly felt it. Everything is truly connected, and that I am a part of it. And in that moment, I really did feel at home. I felt like, okay, I do belong in this planet. And a lot of people don't get that feeling. And that feeling is also, like even in the Bible. See, I don't even go to church, but if the Bible has good quotes, I'll use it. Do unto others as you would like done unto you. And to go even deeper with that is like for me, I started seeing myself in other people. So it became really hard for me to be rude to other people. And learning about how energy works too. When you say nasty things, your own body hears it. Like your own body hears it. It's like a circle. So you're being nasty to other people. It's like you're being nasty to yourself. So that also made it really hard for me to kind of speak up for myself because I just wanted to be nice to people. But I continued to be nice. I continued to hide who I was, and so that people wouldn't disapprove of me. Everywhere you go, no matter where, people really don't like gay people, and they don't think bad people exist, and it's crazy. It's maddening. It's a double standard too in society because when a woman is bisexual, but again it is fetishized by men, and it's a patriarchy, whatever. So women are more so able to get away with bisexuality because when a man finds out a woman's bisexual, like, oh shoot, I can get a threesome. That's where their mind's at. And I was there too when I was younger. Like that was my thing. Like I always went, okay, I want to have a threesome. Now that I'm older, like I'm not really that into a threesome. If it happens, it happens. But like I'm at a point in my life where I'm learning so much about myself and really learning to love myself that in order for a threesome to happen, there'd have to be so much work. I would need that person to know me in and out, because it's deep. Like sex, sacred energy exchange is huge. You really shouldn't just be fucking around with anybody. Like the energy is real. Energy is real. Things that we don't see, like, are some of the most important things. Emotions. You don't see emotions, but that drives the whole country. That drives the whole world. Emotions is energy in motion. So like yeah, a threesome, orgy, whatever, like that's huge. That's a lot of energy. And for me, it would take time for someone to get to know me on that deep of a level, and for me to be even comfortable with that person in my life right now. I'm so sensitive to energy that it's just not gonna happen. So there's a lot of people, I haven't come out, but I can tell that a lot of people are attracted to my energy. It happens everywhere that I go. People look at me, blah blah, because it's that duality. I'm the masculine and the feminine. It's right here, and the feminine energy is the attraction. Like the feminine energy, it attracts. Feminine attracts and inward, and masculine is outward. So you have to have both is beautiful, and people feel my energy. Another example of people feeling my energy, there's this one guy. That's the thing too. The things that stick out to me. There's this one guy that came, and for some reason he just started talking about his gay friend, and how like he was. I don't know. He just started talking about it. Like, oh yeah, like my gay friend, like he people are hating on him, like, and he was saying how disgusted he was that people were hating on him for being gay. I'm like, why are you telling me this in my mind? But I know why he was telling me this, because energy speaks. Energy speaks, man. Energy speaks, and there are people that tap into it. Like in one show, I think it's called The Travelers, right? It's on Netflix, and these guys, like, they're able to come from the future, and they inhabit these bodies, correct? Like they come from the future, and apparently in the future the world was destroyed. So then they come into the present, or they come to the past to try to change the future. And in order to do that, though, they take over the bodies. They take over bodies, and the bodies that they take over, that person dies. So the person that they take over, like the original person, dies. But there's this, grand machine, this big machine that controls everything, and this machine is the one that decides who, it's the one that decides what body each soul is gonna go to or whatever. And the thing is, that thing used children. It used children a lot because children were more open. Like whenever it needed to get a message to somebody, to one of the agents on the ground, it would use the child, and then it would send a message to the child, and then it would just leave. And that's how my life is like sometimes. Like I'm saying this shit online right now, and some of y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but that's how my life is right now. And that's with drugs or without drugs. Like I'm not high right now or anything, and when I'm at work, I'm not high, but shit still happens like that to me all the time. And that's the thing too. If any vegans are watching, all of you that are saying, "Oh, if you're no longer vegan, you're no longer spiritual," it's bullcrap. It's total bullcrap. And that's why I do what I do and talk about veganism the way that I do, is because y'all are lying. Until y'all stop lying, I'm gonna speak up. All right, that's just how it's gonna be. Until y'all stop lying, I'm gonna speak up, and y'all are not gonna like what I have to say, but I'm gonna say it. But like, yeah, that's how my life is. Like legit. Like he came and that customer did not know me. He did not know me, but he felt the need to talk about that. He felt the need to feel how disgusted he was about it. And but what he was saying reflected in how I felt because I'm disgusted by it too. I'm disgusted when I see it. I'm disgusted when I hear people call people faggot and like and all this stuff and really putting people down. I was so disgusted at the fact that when the Black Lives Matter movement was happening and the whole world was fighting for us, we had a group of black men attack a transgender woman. They jumped a transgender woman. What is so masculine about a bunch of men jumping one person? What's so masculine about that? Men are protectors. We need to protect. We need to get back to that. You know, we really do. And the thing is, women are doing a better job at protecting than men are. So it's like we just dropped. Like it's like we're not protecting anymore. We're angry. It's like we don't know what we're doing, and that's why sometimes I'm just like we need to stop hating on the feminine energy. We need to stop hating on that nurturing energy because that energy is energy that we need. Because if men can tap more into that energy, maybe we can learn to nurture ourselves so that we don't leech on others, so that we don't leech on the women in our lives, so that we don't burden the women in our lives, and so that we can show up. Because if you're not able to manage your emotions, you're not going to be able to show up. You're not going to be able to speak. You're not going to be able to move, and you're going to die. You're going to die. Emotions are important. I'm so happy that I'm crying now because there truly was a time in my life when I asked myself this question. I was like, yo, if my mom died, would I cry? And I did not know the answer to that question, and that scared me. I'm like, damn, like, am I like emotionless? Do I not have emotions? Am I dead inside? You know? And I feel like a lot of men might feel that way. And I wish I can cry. I wish I could cry in public. You know, I don't often cry in public. There's not many people in this world that have seen me cry, but now there's more. It all depends on how many views this video gets. But y'all saw me cry. But in real life, in person, people that have seen me cry, it's maybe like 5 people, you know? And sometimes when I start crying, I just talk myself out of it. I call myself a bitch. I call myself a sissy. Like, why are you crying for? Man up, you know? And I don't like that because it really makes it hard for me to be the healer that I am because then it becomes harder to console others, you know, because you can only do unto others what you do to yourself. So if you're that harsh to yourself, you're going to be that harsh to others. And the thing about society seeing men that are emotional as weak, you know, that's the thing too. Like if I'm dealing with a woman and she's going through some stuff, I'm softer with the woman. But if I'm dealing with a man, I'm like in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck are you, a sissy? Like, what are you, a little bitch? Like, why are you crying? Like, man up, you know, like that's legit. I'm being totally honest with you guys. That's what goes on in this mind right here. So I want to be able to be kinder to men as well as being kinder to myself when I'm going through these things. It's important. It's important so that we can have stable families. It's important so that we can have stable communities. It's important so that we can go back to, so we can go back to living in harmony with the universe. It's really, truly, truly important. And so many times in my life, especially as of late, I just feel like I'm a channel for the universe and I want to speak up for the universe and I want to defend people. My moon is in Aquarius when it comes to Vedic astrology, and so is my midheaven. It's in Aquarius. In Aquarius, you know, we fight for the underdog. We truly, truly do. We fight for the underdog, and there's a lot of underdogs out there: gay people, bisexual people, trans people, black people. You know, those are the ones that like are most prevalent in my life, and I've just seen nasty things being said about them. And these things do affect people, man. And you look at the suicide rates and everything when it comes to bisexuality, it's higher than that of gays and lesbians. So this is why it's so important for me to come out. Like, I was told I should not do this. I should not come out. It's nobody's business, but it is somebody's business because children are being hurt, people are dying. And it's been shown that there are more people that identify as bisexual than gay or lesbian, like combined. People that identify as gay and lesbian, there's more people that identify as bisexual. And yet, most of the world doesn't think that they exist. And this hurts us. They think that we're sluts. They think that we're whores. They think that we're going to cheat. anybody can cheat. Doesn't matter whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, or bisexual. Anybody can cheat. So all these misconceptions really make it hard for people to live, and that's why a lot of people hide this stuff. You see people a lot, like we see it. The internet is out there. You want to go and look into it, you can see what's out there. And for me, a lot of it is beautiful. Like I feel like I see the world through the eyes of God, like how God would see it, and how like y'all are all my children. Like Nicki Minaj has in that one song, all these bitches is my sons. You know, I'm like I be feeling like that, man. Like when people come to me, like I just want to hug them and I just want to love them and everything like that, you know. But it sucks that like they don't do the same for me. You know, it's like they'll find out something about me, next thing you know, that love is gone, or it's very judgmental. I'm like, yo, like, I, it doesn't have to be that way. And for me, it's like I feel like religion plays a big part because the world is very religious, and we have to let go of that. Religion has been so dangerous, man. It's been so dangerous. You know, I would love to, you know, go to church, but part of me just doesn't reside with that anymore. Like it's not my thing because they've hated on homosexuality for so long and things like that. I had a mentor at one point, and I stopped going to him because he was like he thought that there was something wrong with my brother, my little brother who was gay. He thought that there was something wrong with him. I was like, nope, there's nothing wrong with him. I'm done with you. Like, don't fucking talk about my brother. I love my brothers, man. I love them. I love them to death. I love my family. So if you're gonna talk shit about my family, it's like you're talking shit to me, and I'm not fucking with you. You know, and I don't say that often out loud because I don't want to hurt people's feelings. And then the other reason why I don't say it is like I don't want to waste time arguing either. Like I want to do my own thing. I want to live life. I want to love life. I want to eat good food, chill, rest in nature, and do all that. But guess what? I guess I don't get to do that in this lifetime. I guess I came to fight. I guess I came to speak up. So that's what I'm doing. There's a lot of injustice, so I guess there's no rest for the wicked. Um, but yeah, like the suicide rate is really high. So isn't that crazy? There's more people identifying as bisexual than gay and lesbian combined, and yet people think that we don't exist, and they think that we're slut, and they think that we're whores, and they think that they're gonna be able to have threesomes with us and all that stuff. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've heard it. And it's like, and the thing is, when that's the conception, that's when that's if that's what the world thinks, it will affect the people that are in those groups. We might start to think, oh, maybe I am a slut, maybe I am a whore, maybe there is something wrong with me. Oh, I need to do conversion therapy. And like I said, since I was young, when all this stuff was said to me, you know, it made it really hard for me to really to come out to live that truth. And lately, as I've been living more and more truth, and I've been dancing more, I've been singing, I've been releasing, and I've just been allowing myself to enjoy things. It's been so good and so healing. Oh my God, like it really has been. Um, and one other thing too about a lot of people will say, "Oh, your sexuality is your business." If it's my business and my business alone, you know, then why is it that all these people are dying and having all these issues because society is not, you know, is really not supporting them. You know, when there's gay people, bi people on TV, the heterosexual people get so mad, like, oh my God, you're showing that stuff to our children. You're trying to affect our children. You're trying to make my children gay, whatever. Um, no, that's not the case. Representation matters. If you're always watching TV, which a lot of us we watch TV, and you never see a character that's like you on the TV, it's like you don't exist. And that's something that I came to the realization too. I'm like, man, the way that I am, I don't see that on TV. You rarely see Haitians being portrayed on TV in any positive manner, other like than, you know, most of the time when they talk about Haitians, we're either in gangs or we're like zombies, we're doing voodoo or whatever. Like you never really see us portrayed in positive manner. But there is that one show, what's it called? Let me see if I can remember. Grand Army. Grand Army. There are some positive representations of Haitians on there, so go check it out, man. Go check it out. Finally, some positive representation of Haitians because we are amazing people. But representation matters. So like we are here, gay people, lesbian people, and especially bisexual people. We are here. We exist, and to not have and to we need to get rid of we need to get rid of these misconceptions because they're hurting us and it's making it hard for us to live our lives. and it's to be erased not just from the heterosexuals, but to also be erased from the gay and lesbian community. That's rough. That's so tough. They say that, oh, we're confused. Oh, why can't you pick one? Oh, you're greedy. Literally, that's what people think. And if that's what the world thinks, we start to think it too. And that's not right. That's not how it is. So there really isn't a lot of like resources for bisexuality, and these people are hurting. And I found some people that are speaking up about it, and when I watch them, I cry. Like, I feel you, I feel them, and I just want to be able to be myself, and I don't want to be harassed. I don't want to be touched. Like, leave me alone, please. Like, don't touch me. Like, in the last couple of years, I've been touched so much. Like, don't touch me. Like, I know my energy is delicious. I know my energy is scrumptious, but I know for a fact that if I told you that I was bisexual, a lot of people would be like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? That's how they would be like, oh, you're bisexual, especially women. That's the thing. That's the thing too. Oh my god. The fact that a lot of women don't like bisexual men, they think that, oh, the bisexual the man's gonna cheat on them with another man. So it's really that much worse that they cheat on you with a man. You'd rather, so if they cheat on you with a woman, that's fine. But if they cheat on you with a man, that's not fine. So it's worse. So it depends. So cheating is different. Cheating matters depending on who you're cheating with, right? And I feel like I'm all about the feminism movement. I'm all about women, being heard. Because I don't like women being silenced, and I don't like the feminine energy being silenced. But to have a lot of women be against bisexuals and contribute to the fact that bisexuals don't exist, like, yo, you were oppressed for so long, and you want to oppress others, but that's what happens. The oppressed become the oppressor. J. Cole says it in one song. You have to be careful. Hurt people, oppress people. Black people were oppressed for a long, long time, and guess what? That energy is still alive, and we oppress each other in our own communities. We talk shit about each other. As I said earlier, you had black people, African people that are hating on Haitians. Then you have African people in Africa that hate on the African Americans that are here. It's like, see, yeah, the oppressed are oppressing others. Like, so it's like that energy stays, epigenetics. So it's gonna take some time for us to really heal, and that's why I truly believe in the plant medicines. And I'm not really about that pharmaceutical industry because they're just severing connections. And I made a post yesterday about the West is really out here trying to sever our connection to nature. So the pharmaceutical industry is severing connections. It's like something's happening, but then they just cut it off, and then like now the blood's not flowing, the energy's not flowing, and you're no longer yourself. With plant medicines, I feel like you're releasing, you're breathing, you're letting go. And with yoga as well added into that mix, yoga is to yoke the spirit, is to bind together, is to put back together. So with yoga, I'm putting myself back together. So I'm so lucky to have been given these tools, and I'm so lucky to also be able to speak and to be brave enough to go on YouTube and do this. And like I said, I don't know what's gonna happen after this. I don't know what my life's gonna look like, but I want to be out and proud about it. Like I really do. And another thing I want to share. I know this is becoming really long. Another thing I want to share is that as one time I was in a car and with some friends, acquaintances. I guess I'll call them acquaintances because honestly, I don't know if they would be friends. If I can call them friends. But like we were just chilling in the car, and somehow the conversation went to talking about one person mentioned how he thinks that men that play with their butts, he thinks that men that play with their butts, he thinks that there is something wrong with them. He said this. And this is somebody that like I truly believe that I could be safe around. You meet these people, and you're told that it's a safe space, right? You're told that it's a safe space, and then something like that happens, right? And the thing is, and then I'm told, oh, it's nobody's business. But like, I'm here. I play with my ass. Did you know that the men's G spot is in their ass, and if you and it actually benefits the man too for their prostate. Like if you're a woman, you're dating a man, like have you ever looked into milking your man's prostate? Like I've never talked about this like publicly in video, but I'm speaking about it now. There's immense pleasure to be had with men's butt. You know, you can truly pleasure your man like in that way, and there are some men that are into it. And until we release the stigma around it, there will be men that go behind your back and sleep with other men, or sleep with trans people, or just sleep with somebody else that's more open than you because they're getting taken care of. But the thing is, so people say, "Oh, it's nobody's business. Why does it matter what you do behind closed doors?" But the thing is, it's everywhere. Like you go, like homophobia, it's everywhere. Like it's rampant. Just like racism, it's just everywhere. People are just so proud about it. You have groups of people that are jumping trans people. You have groups of people that are jumping gay people and hating on them. So how is it nobody's business if it's openly okay to hate on these things? And not one person said anything to that man. And now that I'm speaking up more, I'm more confident in my voice and everything. So like, if it happens again, I'm gonna speak up. But at that time, I did not speak up. I just felt like complete shit. I feel like complete shit because that was said, and not one person said otherwise. Not one person said, "Hey, man, I think that's kind of judgmental. Why? Like, why? Why is there something wrong with someone if they're playing with their ass?" But maybe that person is dealing with some internalized homophobia because a lot of us deal with that. A lot of us truly deal with that. I had a coworker once when I was working, and he again, this was another one of those moments when you can tell there's something inside the person that comes to the surface because they have this look in the eye and they're looking at you and they're really questioning things. I've had so many people that are questioning their sexuality talk to me because I can tell. I can